Hi, I'm Janet Ingle, the 5-Minute Reedmaker. Look, if you're watching this on YouTube, can you go ahead and click subscribe and maybe even notify? And that way you always know when I'm dropping a new video, and the YouTube algorithm likes me better, and so everybody wins. So I'm going to talk today about a new staple that I'm carrying, and I'm going to talk today about making batches of reeds. Because I was chatting with my people in Reed Club last week. Somebody asked me, how do I tell if what's going on in a reed is the fault of the staple, or the shape, or the cane, or the scrape? Like, how do you know what's going on? And apparently it seems like I have clarity on this, because sometimes, especially in like my reed repair shop videos, I'll call attention to the specific qualities of the shape or of the tube that's in play, and I'll draw conclusions about the reed that's in hand from that. But in fact, every reed does feel completely like an individual, and all I can really do is react to the one that's in my hand. Given any one reed, I can't tell you anything about the quality of the staple, or whether the high register tends to sag with this shape. I can tell you that this reed is sagging in the high register. I can hypothesize about the causes, but really every reed is so different, because between the organic material of the cane and the vagaries of hand making just about anything, it's really hard to generalize about what's going on. So given one reed, I don't know anything. But if I want to understand a variable, I make a good big batch, or a series, as lovely Janine Krause would say. I'll make 5 or more reeds with the new variable to contrast with 5 control reeds, and then I begin to be able to generalize a little bit. So I know it looks in my videos like I know everything, but actually I only know a few things, and I try hard not to say things that I haven't backed up with experiments. Which is why it's taken me a little while to show up and like talk about these new staples, which I have been using actually for weeks. The Double or Nothing Reeds Ostoich staple was developed pretty recently in an effort to replace the late great Stevens staples that many oboists relied on. I mean, as you can guess from the name, this was a project organized by Cincinnati Conservatory oboe professor Mark Ostoich with Melissa and Julie from Double or Nothing Reeds. The staple is made by Chiarugi for Double or Nothing Reeds, and I'm delighted to announce that I'm now carrying them in my shop and I'm offering reeds on them. This tube is based on a Chiarugi 2.5 or 3, so it's got a larger bore. You'll notice that my 2.5 here, my 2.5, 2 plus, that's what it is. My 2 plus pokes out the top of my mandrel just the tiniest bit, and that this Double or Nothing tube does the same. So it's almost exactly the same size and the same opening at the top as the Chiarugi 2 Plus, and it's much more open at the top than the Pisoni artist tubes that I'm also using. The metal on this Double or Nothing reed is much, much thicker than the regular Chiarugi tubes that I've been using. Much more similar, actually, to the Pisoni. And because that metal is so much thicker, the reeds feel really powerful when I play on them, but also warmer than these heavy Pisoni tubes that I was using, and more supportive of pitch in the upper register. I haven't tried these tubes in the orchestra due to COVID-19, but I like the way my reeds feel on them here in my room, and I'm really happy to be carrying them. So here are some brand new reeds on all 3 kinds of tubes, just so you can hear the difference, hopefully. Here is my regular Chiarugi. These are all basically brand new reeds. Right, it's quite a nice reed. Here's my Pisoni. It feels very different to me. Not only is it a little bit darker sounding, but it's also a little bit heavier to blow. I have to work just a little bit harder to get there, whereas this one responds a little bit faster. But here's my Double or Nothing Ostoich tube. feel like weight-wise, it does feel comparable to my Pisoni, but the pitch sits higher, which I sometimes find attractive and sometimes less attractive, right? Depends on what I need in the orchestra, but if I'm going to be playing for extended periods, or if I am a person whose upper register tends to sag a little bit, I think I would find this really, really attractive. That's the scoop with my new tube that I'm offering. I have all 3 of these kinds currently available on my website and to make reeds from. And finally, if you want to be privy to conversations like this and you want to be in a room where people are just chatting happily about reeds as they work and they scrape, and if you sometimes just wish someone else could hear your reed crow and suggest where to scrape, you might want to join Reed Club too. Each month is a new session, so June's right around the corner, and this might be your time. You can find this program over on my website, and maybe I'll toss a link into the description of this video as well. This has been a 5-minute Reedmaker video. You can follow these short videos here on YouTube. You can subscribe if you wish, and I hope you do. If you want to find me to order reeds or cane or oboe reed making supplies, or to reach out and email me, you can find me at janetingle.com, and I would love to hear from you. What questions do you have about reed making? What should my next short video address for you? How can I help? Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.